Hi everybody, I'm Mr. Anime, and boy, do I have a show for you. Let's go. Today I'm going to be reviewing Fire on the Mystic Island, the fourth Inuyasha movie. And it's actually the re-review, because I reviewed it like 8 months ago or so, 10 months ago. And I actually said it was my favorite movie at the time. But after rewatching it and taking some notes and picking it apart piece by piece, it is not the case. So, let's bring on the Fire on the Mystic Island. Now, this particular movie was made in 2004. Another Rumiko Takahashi classic, right? Not really. Fire on the Mystic Island suffers from weaknesses that somehow I didn't catch the first time I watched it. And this movie is actually no exception to that rule. The story takes place on a mysterious island of demons that comes and vanishes every 50 years called Horai Island. And it just so happens that when Inuyasha and company get out into the ocean, the island appears. But Inuyasha's no stranger to this island. He was there before, and he got the mark of the war gods on his back. If you're lost and confused, don't be, because it's all just a bunch of Inuyasha nonsense. The four war gods are very, very, very ridiculous villains. They're kind of stupid. Their dialogue is more like, I don't know, like something that like a 13-year-old would say, like a 13-year-old bully. Like, you're stupid, you know, I'm gonna get you. Just, the dialogue, it's a fucking shit. To add to this lifeless movie, the four war gods aren't even interesting. They're boring, and they're stupid. And like I said, they play off more like little preteen bullies rather than gods at all. In fact, their god status is so not even present, and even their dialogue isn't in any way godly. Their attacks are, you know, like all bad guys in these movies, their attacks are very strong and very effective on Inuyasha and crew in the opening scenes of the film when they first start to fight. But just like all the other Inuyasha movies, as time rolls on, Inuyasha becomes mysteriously stronger, which is never explained, and is able to pound the bad guy into submission. Every fucking time, Rumiko, you do the same shit every time. You got the bad guy that says, I'm powerful, you can't stop me, you can't escape me, I'm gonna take over the world, I'm big shit. But in reality, they're just shit. However, I do have to give the movie its dues. I enjoyed it more than the first one and the second one, but not the third one. You know what? Actually, to help me prove my point more about this film, why don't we bring in the anime analyst? And we return, and the anime analyst, in great fashion and form as usual, here to talk about Inuyasha Movie 4, Fire on the Mystic Island. So what'd you think of the film?
Well, Mr. Anime, I think the film is quite exceptional. Not to the point where it's outrageously entertaining, but enough to make it a good watch overall.
I'd have to agree. I'd have to agree, actually. Took the words right out of my mouth as far as entertainment value goes. Not too entertaining, but just entertaining enough. If you're an Inuyasha fan, would you recommend it?
I certainly would, Mr. Anime. In relation to the other Inuyasha movies, I would say that this one runs about as good as number 3. The first two movies certainly lacked, especially when it comes to final fights with the villains. And though the villains in this movie weren't exactly great themselves, I must say that the fight sequences were better carried out than the first two films. And what I especially liked about this movie was that there was lots of fighting all the way throughout, not just in one or two points of the movie.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. I forgot to mention that in my main piece of the review. Fights do happen throughout the movie, and they're all well animated, very fluid, very well choreographed. I'd have to agree. I even mentioned earlier in the main part of the review, if you remember, because you probably just watched it like 3 minutes ago, that the fight sequences were much better in this film compared to the first and second one. So, what'd you think of the musical score?
Well, it's basically the same as always, Mr. Anime, with the addition of 2 or 3 new little remixes of music that they've already used before. The DVD itself came packaged with the original soundtrack CD, and that was a nice touch.
That was a nice touch.
But really, with the Inuyasha series, whether you're watching the movies or the series itself, you're really not going to get more than your basic same old as far as the audio goes. When they animate the rest of the series coming up soon, hopefully they will add in some new, fresh music.
Yes, the Inuyasha, the final act, will be coming up. It is the recontinuation animation of the TV series, leading off from episode 167. So hopefully that will work out. So overall, Inuyasha Movie 4, Find the Mystic Island. What would your rating be?
Mr. Anime, I must say that I will give this movie a smile of approval.
A smile of approval. Well, for me, I have to give it a smile of approval as well. I liked Find the Mystic Island. Gotta give credit where credit is due. So for me, solid 7 out of 10.